Don't be hating on the blazers and shorts look. It's 104 degrees outside. Plus, you can't see my shorts behind the desk. And I went, look at the shirt. I went to graphic designers, working on the new shirts today. Coming to you pre-tape from the Best Coast Show studios, this is the Best Coast Show. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera. That's my producer, Curtis Sage. Curtis, Cody Bellinger has won the National League Player of the Week award twice now. He's the first player in the major leagues, regardless of the league, to win the award twice this year. How proud are you?
Well, I'm not his dad, so
But
I'm
you
not.
wish you were, right?
Well, of course. Look, I called it. I think you wanted to trade him last year with the whole prospect flurry.
I wanted to trade Julio, which now looked like a good idea because he's out for at least 12 months.
We could go back and look through the tapes, but I could have sworn you were like, trade all prospects. They're only prospects until they're still prospects until they're up in the major league. What would have happened if we would have there were so many Dodger fans that want to trade this kid. They're like, yeah, put Bellinger in a deal for some shitty pitcher. We want Chris Archer for Bellinger. Now look, Chris Archer's
on the record. You're the only person I ever heard that wanted Chris Archer.
Okay. I still want Chris Archer.
Okay, because I never said I want Chris Archer.
I'll still be on the record to say I want Chris Archer.
I wanted Hamels.
Would you have traded Cody Bellinger for Hamels?
I would have because
at the time?
That was, 2 years ago?
And
now?
he was just starting,
Yeah. So we didn't know what he would have become, but this is one of those things where had we done it, I would have been like, man, my
Listen,
bad.
I don't think anybody knew what this kid was going to become. Everybody knew he had potential.
They're prospects.
I know.
They're prospects.
But these guys are good at evaluating talent. Like Ned Colletti is the guy who drafted. We can't even give Friedman credit for Seager or Peterson or Bellinger.
What about Julio? When did we draft Julio?
I think that was also Ned Colletti too.
And Logan White.
And Logan White. So Bellinger's Ned Colletti prospect. When are the Friedman prospects coming? Let's not get into that. But look, awards don't mean anything. Individual awards, as we know, we like them, but this kid's carrying this team. This kid's carrying this team. People are talking about Rookie of the Year, obviously in the National League. Aaron Judge is amazing in the American League.
MVP.
But I tweeted last week, I think MVP for this kid, possibly. I mean, Nolan Arenado's...
What are the Dodgers, 42-15 since he joined the club?
Something 42-11 or something, 43-11.
Yeah, he's something dumb with this team.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is similar to 2013 when Puig came up. And we had Ramirez and Puig in that tandem, and they just lit everything on fire. But this is even better than that. Like Puig was great.
Ginger Jesus is hitting 394
behind.
394. His hair is probably now literally on fire.
Ginger Jesus. Are we making a Ginger Jesus T-shirt?
I am going to make a Ginger Jesus T-shirt.
Fans,
okay, guys, listen. This whole garbage where Jerry Harrison using the red, what did you call him? The Red Hope or something?
Red Dream.
The Red Dream. That is so stupid.
I like Red Dream.
That is so stupid. That's terrible. And I'm calling Jerry Harrison out because he keeps calling Chase Utley the Silver Fox.
That was us. And
he's not giving us any credit. And apparently, from what I understand, after I called him out on Twitter, a bunch of people started hitting me up telling me that he rips other people's stuff off too.
I like Jerry Harrison Jr. Why? Because he's a Major League Baseball player and we weren't. He's a former player.
That doesn't mean
anything. He knows a lot more than we
do. That doesn't mean anything.
He knows a lot more than we do about baseball.
Means nothing to me.
I know it doesn't.
Means nothing to me.
But I do like him. I actually like him.
Oh, I don't hate him as a person. I'm just saying that as a broadcaster that comes up with nicknames.
Yeah. Not a good nickname guy?
Very poor.
Ginger Jesus, you like better than...
Ginger Jesus, greater than Red Hope or whatever.
Red Dream.
Red Dream.
Red Hope. Red Hope sounds like a karate movie or something.
From the 80s? Yeah. Where like the Russians invaded San Fernando Valley and the Karate Kid has to do something?
That'd be sweet.
A lot of people don't realize that the Karate Kid was shot in the San Fernando Valley, was shot at Cal State Northridge, and took place in the Valley.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
I think a lot of movies are shot in the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of movies.
Red ones.
Okay. So, obviously, we're going to talk Dodgers baseball. This is a Dodgers Nation episode, so welcome, Dodgers Nation fans. The Dodgers are, what,
So we got to keep it kind of clean?
We got to keep it kind of clean. Look, we're 2.5 games ahead of Arizona. Now we're like 3.5, 4.5 in front of Colorado.
Yeah, they've lost 5 in a row. And trip out on this. The NL West is so good that even though Colorado has lost 5 games in a row, they're still on pace to win 98 games.
Yeah, we have the best division in baseball by a lot. So the NL West, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Dodgers run differential, incredible right now. The amount of runs they've scored to start this, before the All-Star break. This is without Agon even producing at all. He has, 2 home runs? So we don't even... We'll talk about that. Of course, we're going to talk about Cody a little bit more, and we will segue a little bit into have a teeny bit of Laker talk. with
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball, the newest Laker addition. So, Albert, let's get started.
Dodgers Nation, welcome back to this Dodgers Nation episode of the Best Coast Show. Like Curtis said, we're going to talk about Cody Bellinger, why we feel that he is going to win the home run derby, even though we don't want him to be in the home run derby. But the pundits have already given Aaron Judge the crown. They're like, oh, it's going to be Giancarlo versus Judge in the final. Like,
Aaron Judge is a beast.
I'm not saying that he's not. He's not. But Cody Bellinger
has more home runs.
Is raking in 57 games in the National League West in ballparks that belong to pitchers, not the garbage AL East, short porch, high wind ballparks designed for sluggers.
I agree.
Okay, you put Cody Bellinger in the new Yankee Stadium, he probably has 40 home runs right now.
As
a lefty, because any pseudo deep fly ball warning track power shot that Bellinger gets at Dodger Stadium would be in the bleachers in Yankee Stadium.
And he hits a lot of those.
He's
hitting a ton. Like, they're going way out.
Yeah. They're not just going
They're going halfway up the pavilion, which people don't realize is like 500 feet. It's
not that far because
450.
Yeah, because the longest home run this year has been Judge at 495.
Okay. So, but they're way up.
But yeah, they're way out there.
Peterson hit one last week up like 2 rows from the top.
Yeah, and it looks like whatever Peterson's done in the last couple of weeks has fixed him.
You mean they're not juicing baseballs?
They might be juicing baseballs.
The rumor is that MLB is juicing baseballs
because they were like, hey, remember that '98 season with McGuire and Sosa and the whole country was behind baseball?
We got Judge and Bellinger.
We got to bring that back. Chicks dig the long ball.
Okay, yes.
They do. It's true.
Before we go any further, we got a new bobblehead. So normally we go to the stadium and get bobbleheads,
and we give them away.
And we give a lot of them away. We keep some of them too. Like I can't give
Ginger Jesus.
I can't give away that. I don't know where his bat
Did you really just kiss
I don't know where his bat is. It's good luck. But we got a new Corey Seager one.
God forbid we get the Bellinger one.
We're gonna get the Bellinger one, but that's not out yet.
Not yet.
That's on that's in bobblehead number 8. They leave a couple blanks so they can fill in some hot players.
Right.
So we got the Corey Seager bobblehead here. I'm going to have this. This was given to us by Lewis and Crystal. Thank you, big Dodger fans. They sent us over the new Corey Seager. So that's going to go right up there. Corey. He's a little hurt right now, but should we be worried about Corey being hurt?
I don't know because I heard that What's-His-Face is coming back up.
What's his face?
What's his face? What's his face's brother who plays for the Warriors? Now we have what's his face who plays baseball? Trace Thompson. I was like, why? I always get them confused.
He plays outfield though.
Right. But you still have to fill in a roster spot.
Got it.
So you let him play the outfield permanently. Meanwhile, the shortstop position goes to Forsythe or Kike or CT3 or somebody that is a quote-unquote utility infield.
Keep Trace in the outfield.
Yeah. So he's being called up as of right now. What's today? Today's Monday, June 26th. He's being called up. We don't know what is happening with Corey Seager.
Well, Franklin Gutierrez is done, right? Is this true? I mean, he's out.
Maybe.
Okay. And we're never going to get Ethier back. Probably September. When the rosters expand.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's like, hey, I'm ready to go, and then he starts doing BP and breaks something.
But, Ethier's on the bench every game. And he's there. He's like a coach. He's like having another coach there. I like having Ethier there with the guys. So I'm glad that he's there. If he's not playing, he's still contributing, I'm sure. Because he's got so much baseball knowledge that he's like Jerry Harrison Jr., that he's contributing on some level. With the young guys, you need the old guys to help the young guys along. We got a young team.
That's why we have Chase Utley.
Well, we do have Chase, but it's good to have another. You can't have just one old crotchety guy. You got to have 2.
You have Gonzo. You got Chase.
Gonzo's not crotchety though.
Yeah, but he's still like the vet. I'm sorry. What was he doing during the World Baseball Classic? He was out there recruiting.
Yeah, true.
That's a veteran move.
Was he? He was recruiting who? Otano, right?
Japanese? Yeah, the Japanese kid that's a pitcher and like a power hitter.
Could you imagine if we got that guy?
That'd be awesome.
Would you want him to pitch or power hit? Or could he do both?
Well, he's an outfielder.
He's an outfielder.
I think.
Yes.
If he's not, then
he's huge, dude. That's
huge. Different though, because so last night Kenley Jensen goes to bat, and I was like, we're up by 5 runs. Why the hell is he batting? I was freaking out. And then he hits a double, and he's rounding first, and I'm like, for the love of Christ, just stop. Yeah. I don't need you to pull a hamstring. So do I really want like my pitcher that's like supposed to be like an ace, number 1, number 2 pitcher out there regularly trying to rake and then running the bases?
This kid throws 100 miles an hour, and he can hit 35, 40 bombs.
What if he's a position player, like a utility position player that we use, and then we bring him in as a relief pitcher. So it's like he starts off at second base for like the first 7 innings, and then suddenly he goes and pitches the 8th and the 9th, or just the 8th, and like
set up man for Kenley.
Exactly.
Ooh, I like that.
Huh?
We weren't really going to talk about Otana, but that's
we weren't.
good.
But that just we just kind of like got sidetracked into that because we were talking about Japan and stuff.
So let's talk a little bit.
We should go to Japan.
For what?
Baseball game and a sumo match.
Okay. All right.
I saw a documentary called Hero Dreams of Sushi on Netflix about a sushi chef who's like the only Michelin star sushi chef. Okay. And he's like 90 years old, so you have to go eat with him before he dies.
Really?
We need to go do that.
I don't know that I'm going to Japan just to eat with the sushi.
I would go to Japan just to eat like amazing sushi.
I would go there to see Otana play if I was also
But not to go eat the world's best sushi?
How do I get into that? Like, how do we get tickets for that?
Reservations.
Really?
Maybe he's on
Can
Yelp.
you pull something?
You can just open table or something.
Really? Okay. Let's talk a little bit about this NL West and our run differential. We got the Rockies are even though we just swept them, they're still a great team. I mean, you said obviously we're gonna put ourselves a little bit distance. We need to put some more distance, but they're not going anywhere. That team is too solid in terms of their lineup. So they're in a little slump right now. And
this is where we talked in our last episode about how this is where we have to like separate ourselves because the Dodgers entered a stretch of 50 games. We're currently, I think, 8 or 9 games into this 50-game stretch, where 36 of the 50 games are against sub-500 teams.
Yeah, we got to win all those.
We need to take advantage of these. Like, absolutely. And the Dodgers are already playing incredibly well. I mean, we're playing 600 baseball. Yeah. But then so are the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. But their schedule's not as easy as ours over this stretch before the All-Star break, so we need to take advantage of it.
I like how when we were playing Cleveland and we were on national TV, they were talking about, this Dodger lineup's not very strong, and Corey Kluber is gonna, kind of shut these guys down, and the Indians are gonna shut these down. And since then, we've won how many? 14 out of 15 games or something like that.
10 in a row.
And 10 in a row since those comments of this Dodger team in the National League is not as good as the American. And now look at the Indians.
To the talking heads.
Yeah.
To the quote-unquote worldwide leader in sports who have no journalists.
Finally, the Dodgers are number 1 in ESPN's power ranking, though.
That took forever. And it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
The Astros have been good. They have
been good. But like I was telling you, it's like I think it was the Yankees. Yeah, the Yankees lost 7 games in a row,
and we were still 4th.
3 to Anaheim, and then 4 to Oakland, the 2 worst teams in the American League, and they jumped us.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of like, okay, I understand there's that East Coast bias, but this is just ridiculous.
Well, I will say that the Angels have been playing a lot better, and we're playing the Angels in a 2-2, and the Angels are playing a lot better, even without Trout. They're putting it together right now, so they're not going to be.
It just shows that they don't need him, and they should trade him to us.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
You have been talking about getting Mike Trout for a couple years now.
I'm telling you, once when his contract's up, we say, hey, listen, we'll talk to Michael Duarte. He's over at NBC.
Yes,
I'm sure he can help us negotiate some sort of contract stipulation where Mike Trout comes to the Dodgers and then gets to do the weather on the NBC News.
How are we mixing Michael into this?
Because Mike is our in at NBC.
Yeah.
And so we'd be like, hey, let's get it into the contract so that Mike Trout can do the weather before or after the games.
Oh. Do you think he wants to get into doing the weather?
Oh, he's obsessed with weather.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know Mike Trout's obsessed with the weather?
I had no idea.
No, he is.
Do you know Cody Bellinger didn't know who Seinfeld was? He had heard of him.
I did know because Brandon McCarthy had posted a tweet saying how he thinks it's funny that every time he pitches against the Mets, Jerry Seinfeld's mood is now based off of his performance.
Yes.
So he's like, this is pretty funny. And then when they talk about Cody Bellinger and they ask him who Seinfeld is, he's kind of like, I know the name, but I don't know who it is.
How do you not know who Seinfeld is?
I don't, because he's 21 years old.
So when he was a kid, he wasn't watching Seinfeld reruns.
Keep in mind that, yeah, exactly. When I was a kid and I was watching Seinfeld, it's because it was like 11:30 at night and UPN was playing syndication.
So it was already off.
Yeah, it was already off air.
Yeah. It's just funny to me that he had kind of heard of his name, but didn't.
Well, I mean, it's like I've heard of the show MASH, right? And the series finale of MASH is like the highest rated series finale
watched a MASH
of all time. And I've never seen an episode of MASH.
Oh, MASH is great.
Yeah, I've never once seen an episode of MASH.
Did you watch Cheers ever?
Nick at Night years ago, maybe 2 decades ago.
What about Star Trek, the original Star Trek?
I don't know which one the original one is.
Not the movie.
Is that with Picard or with...
No.
I don't know. You see?
It's William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy.
No. Here we go.
Leonard Nimoy?
Interesting fact. Did you know this? That the only reason Star Trek exists is because of Desilu Productions and Lucille Ball was like, hey, I really like this, and I'll help you guys out. Let me fund it for you.
Okay.
That's the only reason Star Trek exists.
That's the only reason.
Because Lucille Ball decided to be the producer on it. And they started at Desilu
Well, it didn't
Studios.
exist for long. They were only on for like 3 seasons.
Doesn't matter. She launched a generation. And you know why? Because she was really into aliens. And she claims to have seen them before. I'm serious.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Now, you watched I Love Lucy.
I did. Again, in syndication.
Again. Well, but you weren't
you know,
born. That show was long off before
Yeah,
you
but
were
it's
born.
different, though, because if you Dodger fans are old enough to remember this, when the Dodgers were still on K-Count 9 and on Channel 11 prior to this garbage contract negotiation.
Oh, when they went on rain delays.
They would always play that extreme sports show, Whacked Out Sports. They would always play Whacked Out Sports, and they would always show episodes of I Love Lucy before or after the Dodger games on Saturdays.
That's true.
Yeah? So that's the only reason I was watching I Love Lucy.
Maybe it was good that Cody wasn't watching any TV. Maybe he was just watching batting videos.
Yeah, that's what I want. I'm like, listen, put away the Xbox, put away the Netflix.
Yeah.
All right? I want you in that cage. I want you raking.
That's it.
That's it.
Don't watch
During baseball season, all I need you doing is baseball-related things.
No watching Love Actually on Netflix.
That movie's terrible.
I'm just saying.
That movie's terrible.
It is. I was coming up with something that we know he wouldn't probably watch.
Well, he's probably never even heard of that movie either. That movie came out like in 2000.
Okay.
He was probably born in the year 2000.
I don't know. He's 21.
He's 20. Okay, now, so he's probably born like in 96 or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you feel
Dave,
really
can
old?
you do the math on that? If he's 21, what year was 96?
Okay, so he was born in 96.
96.
Jesus, I feel old now.
Yeah, and you're not even that old.
Now, what were you doing in 1996?
I was in between undergraduate and graduate school.
I was in elementary school.
Interesting. I don't think our fans care.
No.
All right. So what about the run differential? Where are we at with
Run
that?
differential is insane. Plus 138.
That's crazy.
No one comes close to that.
Who's the second team?
Oh,
Is
God,
that
I don't know.
Astros?
It's probably the Astros.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nationals have more runs scored than us. We're the second in the National League.
But we give up no runs.
But we give up no runs. The Dodgers have given up 268 total runs. That's first in Major League Baseball. Number 2 is the Astros at 305.
Wow.
That's a 50-run difference.
That's going to win some games.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. That's our bullpen.
Yep.
Because that's all we have. I mean.
Here's a good stat for you.
Yeah.
In the last 10 games, the bullpen has given up 3 runs. They've produced 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Chip out on that. So their differential is only -1 for
Okay.
a bullpen.
Our bullpens, as much as
Pedro Baez.
much as we've ripped on Pedro for the last.
As much as you have ripped
I
on
have.
Pedro. I'm the only person on the internet that actively defends Dustin Brown and Pedro Baez.
Okay. You have to admit, though, if it's a 1-run game in the 8th, you get scared when Pedro comes in.
If there's runners on base.
Okay.
If it's a clean inning, by all means, Pedro.
Come
by
on.
all means.
Pete. I like to call him Pete.
You like to call him Pete?
Yeah. So you're saying that you've been okay with him giving up home, because he gives up a lot of home runs.
Solo shots.
So
does Kershaw, apparently now.
Apparently. He's 17? Should we be concerned about this?
I think what's happening with Kershaw, it's a coup.
Coup?
Yeah, a coup, not a coup. My mistake. It's a coup.
What's a coop? Chicken coop?
Chicken coop.
Okay.
Alex Wood and Yasmani Grandal are trying to conspire against Kershaw to make him the number 2 pitcher on the team. So Yasmani is giving him the best pitches, while he's giving the best ones to Alex Wood.
Interesting. Because Alex Wood is, 8-0 and his ERA. If he had enough
1.68, and he now qualifies to be the leader.
He does?
Yes.
So we've got 2 of the top 3 ERAs in
number
baseball.
2 being Scherzer at 2.06, and then Kershaw's at 2.5.
That's amazing. Alex Wood is incredible this year. I mean, who would have thought? We knew he was good.
The Dodgers thought.
Dodgers thought.
Friedman thought.
Okay, so I'll give it to Friedman.
And who did we trade from? Alex Guerrero? No,
Alex
Guerrero's in like Japan or something.
It's a bunch of bad stuff.
No, we traded that one
kid who got DFA'd already.
No, we traded that kid that like beat up a hooker in like a hotel. No, yeah. I'm serious. Like
Aerobuena.
No, I forgot who he was, but he's not important because he's not even in the majors.
Yeah, so done.
I don't even think he's in America.
So we're good. We didn't have to. So we got Alex Wood out of that.
So it's like the Dodgers knew he was a domestic violence person, and we're like, you know what? The Braves really wanted him. Let's trade him. We'll take Alex Wood, and he could be their quote unquote second baseman of the future. And then he goes and like beats up some lady in a hotel, and then like his career went downhill.
Would you be pissed if Alex Wood wins the Cy Young and not Clayton?
No,
you wouldn't be.
No. I wasn't mad when him and Greinke were competing for it. I got mad when freaking what's his face from the Cubs won it.
Yeah, Lester.
I was all no, it wasn't Lester. It was Arrieta. I was like, really, Arrieta, really? It's just a feel good story because the Cubs are doing well.
Because
when R.A. Dickey won it for the Mets, I was like, he robbed Kershaw that year.
Well, look, Wood or Scherzer could be the number 1 and 2 right now.
I don't think it's going to be Scherzer.
Really?
No.
He's right there with Kershaw.
Scherzer is always right there. Scherzer's the guy that every night that he goes out to pitch, I'm like, this dude's going to take a no-hitter into the 8th and then get shelled.
So why won't he do it? He's right there neck and neck with Kershaw right now in stats.
Because the Scherzer season always plays out the way his games play out. He's totally lights out for the first 7-8 innings and then gets shelled innings 8 and 9. So you look at Scherzer over the course of his season, his ERA is always microscopic to begin the season, and then it slowly starts to get bigger, and then it inflates.
Well, inflates to what? 3?
I don't know, 2.5, 3, yeah.
2.79.
Okay, by his standards and Kershaw's standards, in quote unquote inflates.
Well, he's the second best.
But I'm not taking anything away from Scherzer. I would love to have him on our team.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But Wood could sneak in there and win the Cy Young this year. He's 8-0. He's got the lowest ERA. He just hasn't. He'd probably be 12-0 right now if he wasn't a starter at the start of the season. Right. Remember, he came spring training. They had him coming out of the bullpen. So, I mean, right now he's 8-0. He could easily be 12-0. It's not like he's pitching against number 5s. They're putting him up against number 1s and 2s on other teams.
Yeah, and he's only given up 1 or 2. So that's what's really helping. And the fact that our offense has been just lights out and just wrecking people has really helped, because usually in previous years, you'd be like, oh, Joe Schmo's pitching so well, but his record doesn't reflect that because he gets no run support.
Exactly.
So
we're giving run support now for the first time.
The only Dodgers that are not in the top 100 starting pitchers in run support is Hyun-Jin Ryu, Brandon McCarthy. They're the only 2 Dodger pitchers not in the top 100.
McCarthy had a little case of the yips the other day, but so he's starting to throw balls weird again. I was getting a little worried because one ball was like 9 feet outside. I was like, oh shit, it's going to start again. But he's been looking good. Ryu, it's hit or miss what we're going to get from him. I'm okay with him as a number 5 still. I don't know if we move him fully to the bullpen yet. But Brandon Morrow, we've got some young guys that are pitching really good. Brandon Morrow hasn't given up any runs either. So, I mean, he could easily be a starter. So we could now that we don't have Julio.
Yeah, at some point, someone's going to have to be the alternate.
Someone's going to have to probably be the number 5.
What happened to Brock Stewart? I haven't heard anything about him in a while.
I don't know. We'll have to check in on Brock Stewart.
If you guys know anything about Brock Stewart or his whereabouts, feel free to tweet at us at Bestco Show.
Is he sent back down?
I don't know. I don't know anything that's happening with Brock Stewart.
We got
I've not heard him
Stripling
mentioned.
I think, okay, all right.
Nothing. I mean, for all I know, he could be missing. Like, he was out in Oklahoma City, and then he just went out for like a steak or something and didn't come back.
So what about Bellinger's stats? You were talking about that he's had multi-home run games.
6. He's got 6. Dodger record is 7. And he's the
Who was that? Was that Piazza?
No, it wasn't Piazza. It was it Duke Snider?
So somebody a long time ago.
Yes.
We're talking about 50 years or so.
Yeah, this wasn't recent.
Okay.
The record's 11. Sammy Sosa has it with somebody else.
Okay. 11 multi-home run games?
But keep in mind, Sosa was on the juice. Okay. And it wouldn't surprise me if that was in the 98 season.
Yes.
But Cody's got 6. He's the fastest player to do it in a season and in a career, having done it in 57 games. The previous record was McGuire. And then what else did he break? Oh, fastest to 24 career home runs with 57. Abreu did it with 67 games, I believe, because Abreu was having a monster season when he came over from Cuba.
That's what worries me a little bit, is that sometimes these players like Abreu had this amazing monster rookie season, and then what happened to Abreu? It's like, okay, done.
That's why we need to win the World Series this year. And if we win it this year, if Cody just kind of falls apart next year, I'd be okay with it, because I'm gonna be like, you know what, we won one.
Okay.
I have never seen us win a World Series. You have.
I know.
I don't have those memories.
You will. This is gonna happen.
This is gonna happen this year.
It's this year.
And you know who's not gonna have these kinds of memories? Dodger fans that cannot watch Dodger games. Like right now, what sports? What's it called? Sportsnet LA?
Sportsnet LA.
They're literally excommunicating an entire generation of Dodger fans.
I don't know. I've figured out ways to watch these games. I don't have Sportsnet LA.
Yeah, but here's the difference, right? When I was a kid watching Dodger games, it's because I could go to Channel 9 or Channel 11.
Flip it on real quick.
Yeah, I could just flip
you
it on.
You have to
no
look
problem.
for it on the internet.
I didn't have to look for it on the internet.
And do illegal
granted,
things.
There was no internet when I was like 8 years old, but I didn't have to go through a VPN. I didn't have to go look for a link. I didn't have to go look for like an illegal stream. Like, if I told my mom, hey, put on the Dodger game, my mom will ask, what channel is it on, right?
Yeah.
Or they're off.
There's no way she's finding it on a website. There's no way in
hell my mom was in her... Is my mom 50-something? My mom who's in her 50s is going to go through the computer. And, I mean, my mom still, like, calls me to, hey, can you reset my Gmail password? I forgot it.
Yeah.
Like, how's my mom going to go through these links and these various websites and go, hey, look, they want me to check my credit score?
Well, you know what a lot of people have been doing is they've been going on Facebook and turning their iPad towards their TV and doing Facebook Live. I hope that doesn't.
Don't do that. That's how you get arrested.
I don't know. I've been watching. I've almost watched every game that way.
If you're gonna, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're gonna do illegal streams of these games, do them privately. Don't put them on.
Hey, shush, because that's how I've been watching.
Don't do it on Periscope. don't post them on Facebook Live. Don't put them on any streaming service yourself, because that's how you end up getting in trouble.
So you're just caring about your fellow Dodger fans
I'm just
right now.
trying to look out for them.
Caring about Dodger fans.
I mean, by all means, I am 100% willing to pay for the Dodgers broadcast services. I know that 99.9% of the people that are listening to me talk right now are willing to pay for the Dodger broadcast services as long as they're being provided with the service.
And they're
kind of like, yeah, nah, we know you want to pay for it, but nah.
Well, I don't think that's the whole story.
That's what they're doing. They're going, nah.
So tell me, do you get excited? Like, when Puig came in 13?
I was at that game.
People were tuning in every day to see what this guy was going to do. Are you that way with Bellinger? Because every day he's hitting home runs almost every day.
But it's different. It's different. Because with Puig, there was that hype train.
Yeah, but this is historical.
No. But historical and hype trains are different.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Puig hype train was, what is he going to do next? What antics was he going to do next?
Okay.
It was the wild horse.
Yeah.
Cody is not in the media.
Yeah.
Cody is not out and about.
The East Coast doesn't even know.
Snapchatting. He's not wearing crazy loud shirts. He's not Conor McGregor.
He's just a baseball player.
He's just a baseball player.
Yeah.
And he's not flamboyant and showy. He hits a home run. He hits the home run and runs the bases. He doesn't bat flip. He doesn't put on a show.
No.
I mean, I go as a baseball fan, I have the anticipation of watching Cody play and see what he's going to do next. But is there a hype train behind Cody? No.
Should there be?
I think there should be 100%, but at the same time, I kind of hope that there isn't.
There's one behind Aaron Judge.
Because he's in New York, and he's under a microscope.
They have a whole judge's chambers. Have you seen that in the outfield?
I have not seen that.
It's awesome. So in left field pavilion.
Do people wear the funny wigs?
Dude, no.
They wear the wigs?
No. Some people do, but they give people like the whole...
The Yankees do?
Judge's outfit. Yeah, with a little Judge logo. And they've got little like gavels, but they're soft gavels.
Okay, yeah, because right away in New York, that'd be a bad idea if they were real, because they would throw them into the field.
Yeah, and on the gavel, if you're listening to this on podcast, you won't be able to see it, but on the gavel on the front of it, it says "All Rise" on the front for like the judges there, all rise. And so they have this little section, and it looks like they like designed it. We need something. LA needs to do something for this kid. This is going to be historic. Dude, he could hit 60 home runs this year.
Here's the thing with the Dodgers, though. And I know the Yankees are extremely traditional, and they have 150 years of tradition, and they make their players cut their hair and all that stuff. But the Dodgers, in my lifetime, I can't think of a single time that the Dodger organization themselves created a gimmick area for a specific player.
Because they could have done that with Darryl Strawberry when he came. You remember Darryl Strawberry? You were a little young, but
he was on coke and played for 5 days and then got arrested for picking up hookers on Wilshire.
But he was awesome. He was a great player. He was an all-star. He came to the Dodgers, and he could have had like the strawberry patch out there and people dressed up as strawberries and stuff. So you're saying you don't...
As a kid, well, it's never been endorsed by the team itself. As a kid, when Chan Ho Park used to pitch, left field pavilion was full of Korean American fans with those white thunder sticks.
Yes.
So that was a fan thing that the fans brought themselves. The Dodgers didn't do it.
Okay.
And then when we had quote-unquote Mannywood in left field, it was what the fans did. The Dodgers never did it. And I'm kind of like, okay.
Like Pantone 294. That's a fan thing.
That's a fan thing. And on the Dodger community, on the Twitter, on the internet, they're like, hey, why don't we call right field Bellywood? Now, I think it sounds stupid.
Like Bollywood?
No, like Hollywood.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that 99% of the people that are like, yeah, let's name it Bollywood, have never even heard of Bollywood or know what Bollywood is.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know, Bollywood is the cinema scene in India. Now,
thanks for clarifying.
Yeah,
that
just
for
because I know
everybody else.
I know most people won't know that. But it's like, again, did Jerry Harrison Jr. come up with that? That's stupid.
Oh, okay. Now are you trying to start a fight with Jerry Harrison?
Oh, that'd
Jr.?
be so great. It'd be so great to start a feud with him.
I don't want to have a feud with Jerry Harrison. Jerry, listen, I like you. And I think Albert does too. He just wants to stir
He's
shit
just
up.
bad at nicknames.
Okay, all right.
But Bellywood, nah.
Nah, we got to come up with something better than that.
Yeah.
So fans have to do it. It can't be the Dodgers.
Well,
they won't do it.
No. I mean, the Dodgers should do it. What I'm saying is the Dodgers never do it. It's always the fans that do the initiative.
Okay, so fans, we need to get on this. There needs to be something happening at the stadium.
And people got to dress up. It's got to look like a freaking cosplay convention in right field.
Yes.
Where people dress up and bring stuff, and it's got to be a thing.
Yes, it's got to be a thing. We got to come up with something. I don't know what it is yet. Maybe by the next show.
Not Bellywood.
But fans, get back to us on Twitter. Bellywood's kind of, I don't know.
So
I'm not
stupid.
sold on that because how do you even dress up with that?
No, but what is Bellywood?
Well, we had Mannywood, so they thought that would be good. Anyway, whatever.
Again, different,
Where
flamboyant.
did you hear that?
It's been on the Twitter the last few days.
It has? Okay.
Mannywood was a little different because he was the one that was trying to coin the phrase, and he was more flamboyant, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to wear number 99. You know, someone else in Los Angeles, important, number 99. Wayne Gretzky, by the way.
Yeah.
And, this isn't Hollywood now. It's Mannywood. But Bellinger is just kind of like, I'm just going to go out there, play some baseball.
Yeah, just hit the ball.
Play some baseball. Chew on some seeds.
Yeah.
Maybe some bubble gum.
Spit a lot.
No tobacco, though. No tobacco.
Let's talk a little bit, just a brief little thing, and then we got to go. But what about Lonzo Ball? He threw out the first pitch at Dodger Stadium the day after he was drafted.
Yep, love it.
Were you excited about this?
I was excited, and here's the thing. A lot of people are hating on Lonzo Ball because of his father, LeVar.
Yes.
But here's the thing. You're very proud of Cody Bellinger. If he was your actual son, you would be even more proud. And I think every father is proud of their son and what they're doing, especially or daughter, and what they're doing, especially if they go into the same field that they did because his father played, collegiate basketball, and his dad is trying to build a brand, and he's the hype guy. So I'm not going to blame him for what he's doing because it's not like he's being vicious and negative at people. He's just talking up his son because he's the hype guy, and I think that's why Lonzo has gone bad. I don't want to say bad press, but like negative comments in his direction. And it's like, listen, I'm not going to buy the $500 shoes. I might buy a hat. And I would totally rock the a big baller brand hat. Yeah. Whether or not I can afford one is a different story.
Yeah, how much would those hats be?
I don't know because like a freaking new era Dodger hat is like $50
at the stadium.
At the store, they're like Lids, they're like $35, $40.
But you could probably go to LeVar's house and buy it. I mean, like I think he has a shop set up in his garage.
He might
down in Chino Hills.
I don't know what a hat would run, but I would totally buy one. But what I really like about the situation is that he's born and bred Los Angeles.
Love it.
He's been a fan of the local sports his whole life. Yeah. He plays at UCLA. Then he goes to the Lakers. This is what we talk about with Ryan Braun, homegrown product that is playing here.
Yes.
And I wish him nothing but success because homegrown product. I mean, same deal. Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
One of the world's best rappers. Local grown product in Los Angeles. And he does stuff here with the community and does his concerts here and whatever. And that's what's really cool. So homegrown product, goes to UCLA, local school, plays for the Lakers. That's our team. Why would I wish anything negative?
No, and I think LeVar, look, I'm a dad, and he's put his son in this position. His son had to play and do it, but LeVar has, I mean, he said this was going to happen, and it happened. So I can't really knock him for that.
Prophet.
And I wouldn't go that far. I like his personality. I mean, I see where he says stupid stuff.
I would say we should make a LeVar Ball or Lonzo Ball shirt, but then I'm willing to bet he might try to sue us.
Yeah, he'll probably sue us.
Oh, that'd be a great way to have a feud with them.
Why don't we just get LeVar on the show?
Okay, I'll have our people contact his dad.
Okay, see, he seems to go on every other show.
That's true.
He wants to be on all the time.
It'd be great to have him on our show.
I think it'd be great. I like the guy. I think he's doing a great job. I mean, his kids are getting straight A's. They're going to a good school. They're going to UCLA.
Did you see what he was doing the other day? He was out coaching a bunch of elementary age school kids with the youth program, and there was like 50 kids there.
Yeah.
And he knew all of them by name. That's insane.
And he brought them back to his house
and he cooked them breakfast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's really cool. So for a lot of heat that the dude takes, it's just, I mean, let's be honest. It's because people are hating.
Yeah.
And people who are haters are just jealous.
And I'm glad that, they're going to be, look, do we want him out at Dodger Stadium being a distraction too much? Probably not, but...
He just got drafted. I mean, when we drafted freaking, what's-his-face with the Rams?
Jared Goff.
Yeah. What did he do, right? The whole thing with Pui, and Pui's your friend.
That was good.
Started trending. And then he goes out and throws the first pitch to Pui.
Yeah.
And then, Lonzo gets drafted. He has a picture with Pui. I saw the picture with Kenley. And then he goes out and throws the first pitch. I think anybody...
Kenley had a Lakers, old school Magic Lakers shirt
regardless of who the Lakers ended up drafting, I think the smart move by the Rams to welcome them via Twitter is smart. But the Dodgers to welcome them to throw out the first pitch is smart, regardless of who the draft pick is.
But this is even more special.
Because this is even more special now, because what the Lakers did is like, listen, we traded D'Angelo, and we need a leader. We're choosing you to be the leader.
Yeah.
And if you're the leader of the Lakers, I kind of feel that you're de facto the leader of Los Angeles, because as big as a Dodger fan that I am, and a big Kings fan that I am,
even bigger.
The Lakers, Los Angeles is a Laker city.
It's a big time. Yeah.
It's like, okay, Clayton Kershaw, as great as he is, and as much as I love him, I think would not get the admiration and recognition if he and Kobe Bryant walked into the same room.
No way.
And by having the Rams and the Dodgers say, hey, Lonzo, Magic Johnson believes in you and wants you to be the leader.
Yeah.
So do we. Welcome to Los Angeles. Oh, you happen to be a homegrown product?
And you like the Dodgers?
And you like the Dodgers?
Awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. Good.
So I think it's a great PR move all the way around.
We'll talk more about Lonzo in our next Lakers episode, but what's our gift of the day?
Guys, our gift of the day, this is awesome. So this is a Japanese closer coming out of the bullpen in... This is awesome.
I don't know how this even occurs.
In a convertible, and there's music playing, and it's a spectacle, and this is amazing. I wish Kenley Jensen would come out of the... Could you imagine Kenley coming out of the Dodger bullpen in a 64 Impala with hydraulics, with like one wheel in the air, and California Love just blasting, and you have a guy dressed as Tupac in the car driving with him?
That would be pretty awesome.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
That would be good.
That would be amazing.
If they're not making a Bellywood...
I need smoke coming out of the bullpen.
Okay. If they're not making if the Dodgers aren't making like a Bellywood thing or any kind of Bellinger thing, then they're not doing that. Because that's about as extreme as you get, bringing a car on the field during the middle of a game.
Do you think Major League Baseball would allow that?
No.
Are there rules against like WWE entrances?
Listen, Kershaw doesn't even want the game to start. If the game starts at 1:10 and he throws his first pitch at 1:11, he's pissed off.
That's different. Because Kershaw is about being on time. He's saying, listen, I have an appointment. That appointment is at 7:10. This is not a doctor's office, sir. Yes. Why are we starting late?
But, dude...
He's punctual and responsible.
You bring a Chevy Impala onto the field, it's going to take a while to get that thing off.
It's going to be pretty sick, though. Okay. You can tell me Kershaw's not going to be out there trying to snap pictures of it?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be pretty sick.
All right.
All right, Dodger Nation, but that's been our show. Don't forget to stalk us on Twitter at Best Coast Show. You can see all the behind-the-scenes stuff on the Instagram, also at Best Coast Show. You can follow Dodgers Nation on the interwebs at Dodgers Nation, and you can check out the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and really wherever podcasts are heard. But that's been our show, and you guys have a good night.